Right, I'm going to throw a statement out there to kick us off. This has been the most overhyped, underwhelming Premier League season ever. Does anyone care to disagree with me?
I think that's a really cookie-cutter way of looking at it. I think it's a bit more nuanced than that, but it's been
nuance.
Nuance. Yeah, it's there's a bit more to it than that.
Coming in the ish, throw your Gary Newman words at us.
I think, to be fair, any season after the season that Leicester won the league is always going to be a bit like underwhelming.
Why?
You say that. We did this video last year, didn't we? I swear we did this. It's just the worst season ever.
No, last season.
And the year before, I did a podcast, and the year before, I wrote to my pen pal about it.
No, I think you put the Leicester, because of the excitement and the story that was Leicester, that was going to be difficult to match. But this season was supposed to be.
Yeah.
It was the super managers had all descended upon the league, and it was meant to be. But what's happened is, it's exactly the same as it was 2 years ago, where Chelsea just steamrolling the league and everyone else just wanks around.
Is it though? I mean, because we're going into the last 2 weeks of the season, and the top two pretty much secure.
Pretty much, yeah.
But then third, fourth, fifth, even Arsenal can still get the Champions League.
Yeah.
So third down to sixth is still. So wasn't that the point? Wasn't that the point that all these managers were going to come in at the clubs and it was going to be a real fight for the top four? Because from what I can see, it still is it.
Okay, that's actually a good point.
My good
very nuanced point. Well done.
My good litmus test for a season and how good it is what's more important.
Litmus test?
What can we come out of here throwing your fucking mad student way?
My test for if it's a good Premier League season, is that right, Pep? Yeah.
Okay. Have you watched any Premier League football this season?
Yeah, I have actually, mate. Yeah. Sure. My test is usually like, what's more interesting, the title race or the race to stay up? And I think the race to stay up is a lot more interesting, and therefore I think it's a shit season. That's kind of my go-to test.
So you're saying if there's no interest at the top end of the table, then it's a shit season?
Yeah, but essentially, I mean...
But this is the point I'm kind of driving out from, is that for all this, maybe it's because I'm in it almost, but like the third, fourth, fifth, sixth thing, I actually want some conclusive answers. I'd rather.
Wouldn't you just love that? Wouldn't you just love that? Come and just all say Liverpool won the Champions League. Can we just get that sorted, right? We had our Jezza banner. Surely that should get us there. We've done our job.
No, but here's the point: is that I would rather the interest be like 3 teams battling out for the title and fourth be sewn up. Because who cares? No, but here's the point. How shit is the Premier League when the most interesting thing is the battle for fourth place in the fucking league?
But that's the Premier League, isn't it? That is the Premier League. That's what it's come down to.
Yeah.
Maybe next season it'll move on to all those 4 teams pushing on for... How many years did we have? Just a top 2 and everything else? Or as James said, the top 4...
Top 3 was nice.
Top 4 was just sorted and that was it.
In terms of being underwhelming, the selling point of the Premier League at the start of the season was those managers. Who out of those managers, whose stock has risen out of those guys?
If in terms
Probably
of
two of them,
in terms of like the head-to-head of it, it's got to be Klopp because he's dominated those games. In terms of,
fun. That's fun, sir.
Why not?
No.
In terms of this general stock rising of going, this guy's great, right?
Okay.
I think we're all expecting Mourinho and Guardiola.
I'm sorry. No. Let's not fucking gloss over this point, by the way.
No.
You've asked the question. We've got all these super managers in, and who's done the best job in that way? Has he bollocks done the best? Why?
Because did you watch Everton last season?
He doesn't wear brown shoes.
Yeah, if you'd watched Everton last season, you'd fucking know it. No, to be fair, you're right. It probably is Klopp. No. But that's been... Hang on, whoa, hang on. This is me. Come on. He probably has, because if you look at where Liverpool have come from and where they are, and to be fair, their team's not... I don't think Liverpool seems that good, but he's done and he doesn't rely on one single person. So he's done quite well. It's just the top 2 have done really well. You look at some, but what I think is great, if you flip it over, how bad like Guardiola's ended up looking.
Yeah.
And he continues to fucking fight with people all the time. Just like chill the fuck out. Just know how to play the game. No matter what anyone says about Mourinho, he's great. He knows how to play the game. Even yesterday, he was like having a little slide dig at Arsenal fans.
Can I just say, what a massive bellend he is. Like,
That's
Mourinho.
You just said that. He has done his job because you've just said that.
And we're talking about Mourinho giving Arsenal fans a pip, even though he lost 2-0.
Exactly.
Genius.
But
it's like when you go, I am the man I am because all my teachers were fucking shit and used to do me head, and they go, well, if it's motivated you to be a success of yourself, then we should take it. No, fuck off. Mourinho having losing to Arsene Wenger for the first time, is it, in the Premier League, and then going, well, normally they cry. Well, they weren't crying this time, dickhead. You lost comprehensively because you're not that
I know,
good.
but they've got a Europa League semi-final. But what was my point was,
what
my point was is, and he has just won, by the way, is that if Guardiola knew how to turn up to press conferences and not be like, give these stupid one-word answers or try and be all smug and be like, well, I've won this and won that, he fucking would have got so much more off people this season, and it would have helped them no end, that little bit of patience. But now the media are on his case all the time, and the pressure's starting to build, and I think he's cracked under that this season.
So you're saying, if nothing else, he came to the league with the biggest hype, didn't he, this season? Has he failed, therefore, to live up to it?
I think Conte came with the lowest, and Guardiola
Which
came
is
the
mad
highest.
when you think about it.
For me, they've switched.
What, are those 6 you thought he was the sort of least rated out of those guys?
Yeah.
I thought he just came with the least hype.
Yeah, but because people have been talking down Italian football for years now, and then he's come and just like obliterated that kind of...
Yeah, everyone looked at Juventus and went, look at that back three, and look how old they all are. And he's doing that goal. Look at the goal, 700 years old.
But what's great is that he had a shit start as well, and City had an amazing start, and everyone thought City were going to run away with it. Yeah. But what I love is that everyone thought Pep Guardiola was going to come on and be this dead, articulate, well-spoken, like quietly, softly spoken. Conte's actually, no, you look at Chelsea now, you don't think they are the absolute twats that they are. No. You just have, you go, the twat, but Conte's a nice fella.
They haven't really had a likeable stroke successful manager, have they? No. Chelsea.
Since Biarri is the last nice one.
Scolari, he was decent lad. He was nice.
But he wasn't successful, was he?
Decent lad.
Decent lad.
Success in a Villa fan's mind's a bit warped.
Do you think, if you wanted to spin it and be kind of, do you think that the bottom half teams are kind of patronised in this?
How so? Explain.
Standard.
Because everyone's like, all these top teams haven't done as well as they should have done. Well, maybe the fact is that actually these other guys are better than you think.
For taking the points.
Yeah.
Have they taken the points though?
Well,
obviously have.
Against Man United, they've got a hell of a lot.
Rubbing their hands coming to Anfield. There you go.
I do think that is forgotten sometimes. We kind of concentrate on the failure of these top.
No, but I think the problem is that
the competitiveness of the league.
I think the problem is half the problem is that those teams in the bottom, without having a go at any of them, is they found a way of playing that does take the points off the top teams, but it's not pretty, it's not attractive, but it's a formula, and that's probably why a lot of games are quite dull now, because there is a formula to beating. You sit back, you get 8 men behind the ball, and then you break. It's not attractive to watch. It's not very thrilling, but it gets the job done against most teams. This is doing a certain way.
I think this is the virtue of having a massive gap between the Premier League and the Championship financially. People are people are willing to just like throw the principles of like decent football.
But what are principles of decent football? There aren't no such thing as principles as decent football. Though.
Well, there is in the 21st century. Like there is in the 21st century.
No, but there isn't. There's no.
No, there is, because there is going into a game of football.
Wanting to play.
There's no formula of how to play football. There's no decent way because the financial rewards.
You've had too many years of David Moyes, and you've been so burnt by Martinez.
Listen, there isn't a right way or a wrong way.
I'm not saying there's a right way or a wrong way. The point is that there's an approach to football where you actively go out to win a game of football, and there's one where you actively seek to stifle the opposition.
Mourinho came into the Premier League and he proved that that's nonsense, because he proved that if you went to your competitors and just threw the bus and then beat everyone else, you could win the league. He proved that, and that's not what everyone likes. But he proved that can be done.
But he didn't. But he doesn't do one. It's not exclusively one or the other.
No, it's not, and that's what's great about football.
I'm not saying that's not good.
You're just
I
trying to
feel like
football.
you're changing your points to make a point.
Put it this way, I'd rather go and pay 50, 40 quid to watch a Premier League game of someone playing expansive football, looking really nice, rather than TP.
Of course you would, as a neutral. As a neutral, you would.
Yeah.
But if it was your team and you just want to win the game, or you just want to take,
unless you're a Newcastle or West Ham, West Brom.
I've said before
on the alternate seasons.
I've said before, I'd rather get relegated than have TP or Sam Allardyce in charge at Villa. I've said that before.
Well, you've got your wish. So what the fuck are you moaning about?
And now I'm sorry.
How's that going for you?
I've got Steve Bruce and I want to blooming.
Well, there you go. you got relegated and you got that anyway. So
yeah, but like
fantastic. Our football moral's great. Okay, listen, we're gonna have to wrap that up there. It's a simple question then: is this the most overhyped Premier League season of all time? Let us know in the comments below. 50,000 subscribers on Ball Street. I'm going to continue to plug this because it's worth plugging. If you want to win the football shirt of your choice, watch the 50k giveaway video there. Enter it, win an amazing football shirt from Classic Football Shirts, and just be better, happier, and well-dressed people. There you go.